Hey guys, yeah, so I know it's been a while since my last video, and I apologize for that. I've gotten a lot of emails, a lot of private messages on YouTube, some private messages on Reddit, wondering if I'm still doing videos and so on and so forth. And yeah, I am, okay? I've been AFK or MIA or whatever you want to call it for a while. I've got some personal stuff going on that it's taking up a lot of time and it's taking up a lot of energy, and I just haven't had the extra energy to devote to making good videos, and I apologize for that. I know you guys have me at a I keep myself at I try and keep myself at a pretty high standard, and I want to make sure that it's worth your while when you spend 15 or 20 or 30 minutes watching one of my videos. I want to make sure you come away from that with, not feeling like you just wasted, 15 or 20 or 30 minutes of your life. And I just haven't had that energy. There's, like I said, there's some personal kind of domestic drama going on, and it's not fun, and it's not going to get any better, not for a long time, and it's going to cost me a lot of money that I don't actually have. But I mean, it is what it is, right? That's life. So, all that said, this video is a short video, kind of a range report / review of the Savage rifle that I picked up a few months ago, along with the scope that I mounted on it. I want to make one other thing though, is in the video that you're going to see, I talk about shooting out to 275 yards with that rifle. That same day, and I didn't video it, the battery on the camera died. I went to a different range just up the road that has longer shooting lanes, and I was shooting that rifle at 500 yards, and I was hitting steel, 8-inch steel at 500 yards repeatedly, as in every single time. And it was good in the respect that it wasn't a very windy day, and we all know how Oklahoma is. If you guys, all you guys from Oklahoma, you know it. But I have every confidence that the rifle that you're fixing to watch me talk about can do 600 or even more yards and put that little 22 bullet on target. Now, just for full disclosure, I was shooting mini mags. I wasn't shooting anything subsonic. I wasn't shooting anything super fancy. I was just shooting mini mags, which are 1,1200 feet per second. But like I said, 275 yards, no problem. 500 yards, no problem. And I think that the rifle could actually go further if the person behind the rifle is doing everything right and the wind conditions, the weather conditions are extraordinarily favorable. I think it can be done, and I'm going to try it. I don't know when, but I am going to try it. So anyway, again, I apologize from the bottom of my heart for the long wait between videos. I'm going to try and be more active with it again. But if that doesn't happen, just I hope you guys understand. There's some other stuff going on that has to be dealt with. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, it's been a while since I did a video, and I'm out here today zeroing the scope in, so I figured I'd do a quick little video on the rifle and the scope. The rifle, you've seen it before when I did my the fitting a gun to your Pelican case video. This was the rifle, the case for this rifle. So it's a Savage Mark II TRR-SR. It is, in a word, it's fucking awesome. 22-inch heavy fluted barrel, threaded, okay? Bolt action, trigger, oversized bolt knob, hand cutouts. They have a quote-unquote tactical stock. The stock is wood. It doesn't look like it's wood, but if you remove the action from the stock, you'll see that it's wood. It's got this textured kind of almost Duracoat sort of black paint on it. It's not a light gun. It weighs about 8 pounds out of the box. When you put in glass and a bipod and stuff, you have to weight to probably close to 10 pounds. But it is a tack driver. On top of it, I have, and I don't have it with me. I left it at the store, but the scope rail it comes with, you guys can look it up online. It comes with kind of a tri-rail that bolts onto the, screws onto the top of the action. using 4 screws, and it has a rail on top, a long rail on top, and 2 shorter rails on the sides. That's what these little cutouts right here are for, to kind of inlet for the side rails. Frankly, I thought those were silly. I could kind of see using them for if you're using this at night hunting rats or something along those lines, and you want an IR light source, an infrared light source off the side of the gun. It's perfect for it. However, for what I want to do with this rifle, that rail system wasn't going to work. So I put a 20 MOA rail on it because I'm wanting to stretch this out and see just how far it'll go. Now, after I zeroed it 25 yards, out at 275 at this range that we're at, which is Sand Springs Sportsman's Club, there are a series of steel gongs, a big gong, a small gong, probably about a 12-inch plate, an 8-inch plate, and an 8-inch round plate. And this is hitting those all day long using CCI Mini Mag, because that's the only 22 I can actually get my hands on right now. It's the only 22 I actually have in my possession. Now, CCI Mini Mag obviously is, very supersonic stuff, 1,200 feet per second. So it's no surprise that this is able to stretch out that far. Unfortunately, there's no further ranges here at this range, so I can't really see what it can do. But holding with the rifle zeroed at about 25 yards, or at 25 yards, holding approximately, Scotty, what was I holding? About 4 high?
Yeah.
Holding about 4 high, I was able to put these little 40 grain 22s on the small steel gong repeatedly. The rifle is definitely accurate. The scope is great. The scope is a Mueller APT 4.5 to 14 by 40. It's similar to the APV scopes with a couple of exceptions. The tube is bigger. It's a 30 millimeter tube instead of 1-inch tube, and you have elevated turrets instead of hunter style turrets. So you don't have to take the caps off to adjust your elevation and your windage. And you can return to zero, or you can return it to zero. After you get your zero, you can pull the turrets off and put them to zero, so you know that when you're starting at zero, when you go back, you're at your original 0 point. And it's a mil-dot scope instead of a hunting reticle, just a plain crosshairs. I like the scope, okay? The one thing I don't like about it, and it's not a surprising thing, is that this scope is not a front focal plane. And everybody knows, if you're paying any kind of attention to precision rifle these days, front focal plane is getting to be the big thing, and for a lot of reasons. The biggest reason being that with front focal plane, it doesn't matter what your magnification on the scope is, your mil dots are going to be accurate, okay? Whereas with rear focal plane, the scope has a sweet spot. In this case, on 10 times magnification is where your mil dots are still accurate at, which is fine, because at 10 times I can see and hit and everything out to 275, 300 yards, no problem with this gun. It would prove to probably be a problem, and as long as you can do the math, and I'm not going to go into that today, but as long as you can do the math, even getting it up to 14x and seeing where the conversion is, you're going to be a little bit off on the mil dots, but it's going to shoot all day long. Dollar-wise, the rifle retails for, I want to say right in the neighborhood of $600. The scope retails for approximately $200. I've got loopholed Mark IV rings just because I like loopholed rings. These are the aluminum rings, so they're about $100 rings. And then the burst, the Harris bipod, excuse me. This one is my particular favorite Harris, which has the little adjustments on it, the little cutouts for each inch. And it's a 6 inch to 9 inch bipod. So you're looking at $50. So 600, $950, and you got a really nice little tactical 22. This is your squirrel slayer right here. Okay, you could keyhole squirrels at a couple hundred yards. I'm not saying to go out and shoot squirrels at 200 yards. It's stupid and it's unsafe. But the point being is that, especially if you zero it at 25, and I'll do a ballistics video explaining why I like to zero things at 25. In the 22 and 223 calibers, I like to zero at 25, and I'll do a video on that at some point in the future, explaining why. But at 25 with this rifle, you zero it at 25, and anywhere between 25 and 100 yards, you're going to hit what you're aiming at, and you're going to hit your point of aim. Now, if you put a suppressor on this gun, I noticed that with my Yankee Hill Wraith, stainless Wraith 22 can, with the mini mags, it was shooting approximately a ½ inch high. So the point of aim, point of impact changes, which is pretty common and standard with suppressors. And shooting, what was that? What were those subsonics? Those were those Remington subsonics, right?
Remington match.
The Remington match subsonics. It was actually the point of impact, point of aim. There was an 1.5 to 2 inch difference. So it's a pretty big difference between the subsonics and the supersonics. And even honestly, it's still quiet with these mini mags, but it's not air gun quiet. I was going to show you in the video shooting out to 275 and hitting that gong out there, but quite frankly, by the time these bullets get out there, they've lost so much velocity you can barely hear the little ping, and there's no steel anything closer. So, oh boy, what else? I guess that's it for now. I apologize there hasn't been a video here lately. Hopefully this will help kind of tide you over until I get back into making them regular. There's been a lot of stuff going on this summer, and until then, follow me on Twitter and leave a message and all this other stuff. And we'll talk to you guys later. Rich from GunTortureTest.com. See ya.